House Bill 79 by Representative DuBuisson designate a portion of the United States Highway 190 Slidell as the Officer Jason Seals Memorial Highway.
Representative DuBuisson on your first bill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you all. Members, I'd like to present to you HB 79. I respectfully ask for your support, which will allow for renaming a portion of Highway 190 West in Slidell, naming it the Officer Jason Seals Memorial Highway. Officer Seals was 35 years old, and he passed away November the 17th of 2018 while on duty with the motorcycle accident which occurred on September 25th of 2018 while escorting a funeral procession, leaving behind a loving wife, 3 children, and many others who loved him dearly. He was a graduate of Slidell High, class of 2001, and a 10-year veteran of the Slidell Police Department. He was on the patrol and traffic divisions, the fatality and SWAT teams, a field training officer. He was a member of the Honor Guard and the Assistant Vice President of the Slidell Police Benevolent Association, among others. He received many awards and recognitions, including a life-saving award for an incident that occurred in 2014. If there are no questions, I would ask for a favorable vote to honor our local hero.
For a question on the bill, Representative Wright.
Representative DuBuisson.
Yes, it is my first bill, Representative Smith. Thank you. Shall we say it louder? No. Okay. I'll hold the banner.
Representative Wright for a question.
Did you know that I want to welcome you to the House?
Thank you very much.
As a fellow St. Tammany resident, I think you have a great bill, but you do know what's coming next, right?
I do.
Good luck.
I think I do. Should I be scared?
Nah, you'll get through it. Thank you.
Since this is a very somber bill and we're honoring such a distinguished officer, I would hope that you would go easy on me. Yes, sir. You're apologizing in advance? Thank you. Go for it. Okay. Thank you. You're so kind.
Seabaugh is the one who forced me to do this.
Alan,
For a question
is
on
it
the
true? Oh, excuse me, Representative Seabaugh. Did you force this? Oh, excuse me.
For a question on the bill,
I
Representative Thomas.
apologize.
Representative DuBuisson, my understanding is that you served as a legislative assistant to Representative Cromer. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And now you are in this body, having won a hard-fought election. Is that also correct?
Yes, it is.
Which is more fun?
I love them both.
Wow. Welcome to the
This
House.
is only third week on the job, so
welcome to the House.
thank you.
For a question,
It's my
Representative
honor.
Talbot.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This is really a Kevin Pearson question, but Kevin's had 3 seatmates in 2 years. Is there something wrong with him? I mean, I sat kind of over his left shoulder. I mean, I don't really like him that much either, but I haven't moved. At least I've stuck it out for 11, 12 years now. Is there something he's doing that keeps running these people off?
Well, all I can say is as soon as I heard the seat next to him was available, I jumped at the chance.
Is that because you're sitting in front of me? No, I'm kidding. All right. Thank you. You got a good bill.
Thank you.
For a question on the bill, Representative James.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm over here. I'm in the hood.
Oh, I'm sorry.
First
sorry.
lesson. Enterprise zone over here. All right. How many miles is United States Highway 190?
Oh, I don't know.
How many miles are we designating? Do you know that?
I know the streets from Highway 11 to Airport road.
But you don't know the mileage?
I don't. I apologize.
You want to return the bill to the calendar and work it out so I can feel more comfortable voting for your bill?
If that's what you would like, I'd be happy to do
No,
so.
thank you, but I like your answer. But you and I are going to get along just fine.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I look forward to it.
For a question on the bill, Representative Norton.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Just to thank you, Ted. Did your bill say something about the highway that you're trying to implement goes all the way to London or Paris? Does it say that?
If it did, I'd be on that road.
Thank you so much. I think you have a good bill. Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Speaker.
you.
For a question, Representative Seabaugh.
Thank you, Representative DuBuisson. The question I have is...
Thank you for pronouncing my name properly. I appreciate it.
One of my good friends growing up in your district was named DuBuisson. So I actually
There
used to
you
live
go.
in your district. So
Awesome.
as a former resident of Slidell, my question is, did you run this bill by the new mayor? Because I hear he's kind of tough on things like this.
He was a tough sell, but no, he's 100% in favor of it. Thank you.
And how many red lights are going to be in this little section of
Let's see, 1,
where you're redoing the name?
3, 4, including the beginning to the end.
4 total?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. I think you have a
Thank
good bill, and welcome to the House.
Thank you very much.
There are no other questions. I do believe we have an amendment, Mr. Clerk.
Oh, we do, yes. I'm honored to have Representative Jenkins.
We'll let the clerk read in the amendment first.
Representative Jenkins offers Amendment 1207 on the computers.
Representative Jenkins, on your amendment.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, members. I want to express my appreciation to Representative DuBuisson for allowing me to tack on this amendment. The amendment will simply designate a portion of U.S. Highway 171 in Shreveport in memory of Mr. Ralph D. Ballantyne. This would be the Ralph D. Ballantyne Memorial Highway. I know most of us in Shreveport remember Mr. Ballantyne as being a long-time public civic leader in our community. He's the past president of the Nursing Home Association, and he helped to establish the Louisiana Ambulance Association. Unfortunately, Mr. Ballantyne passed away on April the 13th, 2018, and we just did not have enough time to do a separate bill. So I certainly appreciate her allowing me to tack on this amendment in honor of Mr. Ralph D. Ballantyne.
For a question on the amendment, Representative Seabaugh.
Representative Jenkins, thank you for the amendment. My only question is this a local bill, and would the amendment maybe be problematic since Shreveport and Slidell are not the same locality? So maybe that's a question for the Speaker or the Clerk.
He wanted to know, was this a local bill?
I was told that it was not a local bill.
It's not a local bill? Okay, thank you.
Representative Seabaugh, state highways are state property, so it's a state issue. And for the past many years, we've allowed multiples because we have deemed the object the naming of a state asset. So as long as you're doing state roads, you can stack them.
Thank you. That's fine. I just wanted to make sure that we weren't putting an amendment on that was going to jeopardize the bill. Thank you.
There are no other questions on the amendment. Is there any objection to the adoption of the amendment? Without objection, the amendment is adopted. For a question on the bill, Representative Norton.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question, and I hit the wrong button, it was on the amendment for Representative Jenkins, and I wanted to say, too, that I knew Mr. Valentine. His business was in my district, and I just want to commend him for bringing that resolution to, or that amendment, should I say, to amend onto that bill. And I think all of us up there knew him, and he was a fine gentleman. And again, I just want to say thank you for your work on that. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Did you know? Thank you.
Did you know?
There are no other questions. Representative DuBuisson, you have a right to close.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, members. I just want to ask you to please vote in favor of my bill as well as Representative Jenkins to honor these great men.
Representative DuBuisson moves final passage of the bills. Many in favor of final passage vote yes. Those opposed vote no. The clerk will open the machine. Vote your machines, members. Representative Carmody, yes. Representative J. Morris, yes. Representative Horton, yes. Representative Dwight, yes. Representative Kusan, yes. Representative Cox, yes. Representative Lacombe, yes. Representative Abramson, yes. Are you through voting? Representative Abraham, yes. Clerk will close the machine. 88 yeas, 6 nays. The bill is finally passed. Representative DuBuisson moves to adopt the title. Representative DuBuisson moves to reconsider the vote with the bill finally passed and lay that motion on the table without objection. So ordered. Let the record show it was actually 94-0. We had to change a few votes for you, Representative DuBuisson. Congratulations on your first bill.